Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. Yesterday we broke down our AFC Wildcard predictions, and today we are breaking down our NFC Wildcard predictions. And I will tell you that out of the two conferences, the NFC provides us with the more intriguing and maybe the more competitive wildcard matchups this weekend. The NFC is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I think if you're going to see some sort of massive upsets on Wildcard Weekend, it's going to come on the NFC side. So we're here to break all these games down for you today, share our official picks and analysis, and get you ready for the Super Wildcard Weekend that kicks off with the Seahawks and the 49ers. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad that you could join us today. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks. Our holiday special and our NFL picks are over on the gridironexpert.com. If you want the spread picks for every single NFL playoff game, every single one of them, from the wild card to the Super Bowl, the gridironexpert.com is the place for you. Go check it out. Sign up today. We're beating out over 80% of the national analysts and handicappers, hitting well over 56% of our bets this year on the NFL side, hit over 62% on the college side. You do not want to miss out, guys, because it's guaranteed winnings right in your pocket this playoff season. So go check it out, sign up today, and start winning with us as a part of our GE Nation. So let's dive into these NFC wildcard predictions, guys. This is going to be a fun weekend on this side of the NFL. It starts, again, the first game of wildcard weekends on Saturday afternoon. The 7th seeded Seahawks taking on maybe the hottest team in the NFL right now in the 2 seed in the 49ers. A 49ers team that has won 10 straight games, 6 of those being led by Brock Purdy. Who would have thought? Mr. Irrelevant. He wasn't supposed to see the field at all this year. And yet here he is leading the 13-4 San Francisco 49ers, who many have as a Super Bowl favorite. Purdy is thrown for over 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions during his time as starter with the Niners. He has confidence, he is winning, and they're winning big. This is an impressive performance from Brock Purdy, and he's done it just being put out in the fire, thrust into action, and he's done extremely well. He's got a great supporting cast around him. Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, over 1,000 yards so far this year. George Kittle, one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Deebo Samuel. And you look at the history, guys. They beat Seattle by 8 back on December 15th. They beat them by 20 back in week 2. Obviously, a lot has changed since that 20-point win. A lot's changed since December 15th. But the Seahawks, guys, they barely got past the Rams. And the Seahawks actually owe a lot of credit and owe a lot of thanks to the Detroit Lions. Because if the Lions had not beaten the Packers, the Seahawks wouldn't be here. So the Seahawks had to beat the Rams in overtime, then needed help to get in at that 7 seed. And you look at Seattle, guys. They're giving up nearly 24 points per game, and they're giving up 150 rushing yards per game. That's a concerning number with the speed that the 49ers have, with the speed of Christian McCaffrey, with the speed of Deebo Samuel. That's a very big concern if I'm Seattle. 49ers, guys, their defense, one of the best in the league, only giving up 77 rushing yards per game. The Seahawks have one of the best rookies in the league right now, Kenneth Walker. If they can stop them, the 49ers stop him, force Geno Smith to win the game through the air, the 49ers are just fine. Bottle up the run, and they're just fine. I want to give credit to Geno Smith, the job that he's done. Horrible career with the New York Jets. Kind of revived his career as starter for a Seahawks team that was supposed to do nothing this year. So credit to Pete Carroll, credit to Geno Smith for getting this far and getting to the playoffs. But their journey at 9-8 is going to come to an end against a hot 49ers team that will win their 11th straight game and advance to the divisional round. The Giants and the Vikings, number 6 and number 3 in terms of the seeding. This is another fun one. And this is one that has a chance to be a, not major upset, because a lot of people are expecting the Vikings to lose, but it would be a big one. It'd be a big upset here. The 6th seed taking down the 3. And it's extremely possible. I was torn on who to pick in this game, guys. And we saw how close this game could be. 3 weeks ago, the Giants played at Minnesota. They came to Minnesota. And the Vikings won 27-24 on Greg Joseph's 61-yard field goal as time expired. So that shows the Giants can hang with the Vikings on the road 100%. And it shows what a great job that Brian Daboll has done in his first year with the Giants. I mean, who would have thought that New York would be in the playoffs at this point at 9-7-1? And they dominated that game. The Giants dominated that game against the Vikings. They beat themselves. They outgained the Vikings 445-353. They had 319 passing yards from Daniel Jones to just 270 from Kirk Cousins. They had 126 rushing yards to just 83 from the Vikings. But the Giants committed 2 turnovers that gave Minnesota 3 points. pretty crucial in a 3-point game. And Minnesota blocked a Giants punt late in the fourth quarter. The Vikings scored a touchdown off of that to take a 24-16 lead. The Giants, of course, answered and tied it, but gave Minnesota time to go down there and win the game. So if the Giants are mistake-free, they can win this game. The problem is I don't think they're going to be mistake-free. I don't have faith in Daniel Jones to be mistake-free in this game. New York, guys, they're 2-7 this year against teams with a winning record. 2-7. They don't fare well against teams with a winning record. Minnesota, they have 13 wins. 11 of them have come by one possession. Something's got to give here. I'm going to go with the Vikings team. If this game is close, the Vikings know how to pull it out. They know how to win the close games. If this game comes down to the wire, Minnesota's been there before. They know what it takes to win those games. They have a little bit of playoff experience. Kirk Cousins has been in the playoffs before. He's not very great in them, but he's been there. They know what to do. I think Minnesota gets the win at home narrowly over the Giants. But if New York pulls off this upset, I would not be shocked in the slightest. But I'm going to go with Minnesota here. They're 13-4 for a reason. They can win those close games. They might not go far, but they're at least going to the divisionals. And then this game on Monday, the Cowboys and the Bucs. This is the most interesting game out of all the playoff games on either side to me. And it's the only game that's going to be on Monday. You have a Cowboys team that has won just 3 playoff games since the year 2000. Since the turn of the century, the Cowboys have won just 3 playoff games. It's a long-running joke and a long-running fact that the Cowboys choke in the playoffs. They can't win in the playoffs, regardless of who their quarterback is, or their coach is, or the opponent is. They just don't do it. But you're facing a Bucs team that's 8-9. They have a losing record. They've struggled all year long, but they're led by Tom Brady. So do you take a Cowboys team that's won 12 games, 12-5 Cowboys that have a bad track record, or do you take the Bucs, who haven't looked good all year long? They have a losing record, but they won their division, so they get to host a playoff game, and they're led by the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm going to have to go with Tom Brady. I'm going to have to go with the Bucs. I'm going to have to go with the team that has home field advantage, who has the quarterback, has the most playoff wins out of anybody, the most playoff experience out of anybody here, who's been in this situation time and time again, maybe with lesser talent than what he has right now with the Bucs, despite their 8-9 record, facing a Cowboys team that is led by Dak Prescott that has been a turnover machine. 12 turnovers in his last 7 games, right? 12 turnovers in his last 7 games. He's thrown for over 2,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, but he has thrown 15 interceptions. That leads the NFL. He's thrown at least 1 interception in every game since Thanksgiving. That's bad, guys. That's kind of bad. 15 interceptions in 12 games. That's not good. Tom Brady, over 4,600 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions in a full season. He's got Mike Evans at his disposal. They seem to connect again in that big win against Carolina a few weeks ago. Evans, over 1,100 reception yards and 6 touchdowns on the year. They seem to be clicking. Yes, they only average 18.4 points per game, but they're only giving up 21 points per game. The defense, to me, is the difference maker in this one. In the season opener, Tampa Bay went into Dallas and beat the Cowboys 19-3. And yes, Dak got hurt in that game, but the game was well out of reach when Dak got hurt. That was not the difference maker in the game. Bucs won 19-3. I don't think this game is going to be very high scoring, but I don't have faith in Dak Prescott to play mistake-free football on the road. He makes at least one mistake. The Bucs capitalize off it with Tom Brady getting them in the end zone. The Bucs win at home and maybe cost Mike McCarthy his job. Jerry Jones says his job is safe in Dallas. We'll see about that if they lose yet another first-round playoff game despite a relatively successful regular season. But give me the Bucs to pull off a narrow win at home in the most intriguing playoff matchup of Wildcard Weekend. So with these predictions, guys, this is what we're projecting in the divisional round. It's chalk. I know, it's not very exciting, but that's what we see it. Buccaneers at the Eagles, Vikings at the 49ers. That is what we believe the divisional round on the NFC side will look like. And of course, we'll have our divisional round predictions coming to you next week. We're going to have predictions for you every single week, all the way up into the Super Bowl. So even if our predictions are wrong, we'll come back and do whatever the actual matchup is. But this is the way we see it. Bucs at Eagles, Vikings at Niners. Who makes the NFC Championship out of those 4? Got to wait and find out next week right here at The Gridiron Expert. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at The Gridiron Expert on YouTube. We appreciate you and all of your support. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in that description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. We will have our spread picks for every single NFL playoff game over on the website, and we can guarantee you're going to win with those. We've been doing it all year long. It's not going to stop now. Go check it out. Again, the link down in the description below. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on The Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.